morning. It's really a pleasure and an honour for us to be here today. We're really very lucky that the Expo has come to Milan and that we've had the opportunity to be involved in Viva la Scuola, that we have the opportunity to be here today with you. At the ISM, we teach the International Baccalaureate's primary years programme, and our curriculum has something very central to it. It's called the learner profile. And it's a set of attributes that we believe come together to create children into adults who are responsible global citizens who take action to make a better world. Now, I hope that that's going to come out a little bit in the videos that you see today. Umberto, would you like to carry on?
So I would just like to say it's a pleasure and an honor to have you here with us. I'm Umberto and I will talk to you about these videos. These videos were made by students from 4th to 6th grade, and they talk about the main themes of the Expo: energy for life and food. At school we have the learner profile attributes that, in case you didn't know, are things that explain an action. From the many that there are, two that connect mainly with the Expo are Jane Carrick and Principled. The first video is by Ara. I really hope you enjoy.
My video is about saving food and using leftovers. I wanted to help people to understand that it's easy to reuse food. In this way, we can save food and the energy that is used to produce the food. And I wanted to encourage people to buy food locally. I hope you enjoy my video.
So it made me appreciate things. But it also made me think that there are things that we can do, but small things have a big impact, big effect on their lives if we can find a way of helping them. Okay?
Thank you. Feed your brain to find a way to build a better world for everybody. The end!
Fantastic people with who want to take action, who want to communicate a really important message. Very impressive, aren't they?
Very impressive.
Wonderful.
Oh. Well, it's just so important that you all are taking these issues seriously at such a young age, because you all are going to be the ones that help change this world. And you're very lucky to have teachers and to be able to attend schools that give you this kind of foundation so that when you're old like we are, you'll be able to find some solutions. So you all should be very proud of yourselves. I was very impressed by the work that you've done. So congratulations. Keep it up, okay?
My
All right.
turn.
You want to take a picture? Picture? Can everybody come up? Perfect. Yeah, we're going to stand right up here.
No. Excuse me. Madam. Excuse me.
You just have to get the official. Good look for you. Okay, let's say. And one more right here. All right, this is the photo we're going to sign. Amanda, raise your hand. Right here, everybody. Please. Thank you. All right, so yeah, holidays coming up. Enjoy. It's not yet. One more week. Wow. And you can barely stand it.
Yeah.
Or you still have to stay focused just one more day. You can do it.
mia, guarda.
No.
Mamma mia, guarda.
Un applauso?
Un applauso!
Hi Michelle!
Ma che bella donna!
Ferma, ferma, scusa, stai qua.
Fermatevi tutti! Oh, scusami. Madonna che stanca!
Rasti داره هانیه میره جلو بابا اینجا کشور این دختر دیروز اومد شما چلو کباب خورد هانیه
Girati di qua!
آره الان دارم
Grande Michelle!
1, 2, 3, via! 1, 2, 3, 4.
Michelle!
Michelle, girati!
We also saw the United Arab.
My name is Erica Mulligan, and I am from Houma, Louisiana. I'm a recent graduate from Louisiana State University, where I got my bachelor's in business management and social work. I'm an entrepreneur, and I would love to become a social activist and a business leader. So my question is for you. So now that you have toured our United States Pavilion, I just want to know your thoughts. I'm really curious to why it's so important that you're here today, of course. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. First of all, I just want to say how proud I am of our U.S. delegation. It's a pretty impressive group, don't you think? But I'm equally proud of all of you. You know, I got to talk to just a few of you during the tour, and I just have to say you all are so knowledgeable, so poised, such great representatives of the United States, and you all should be very proud. So thank you. This is a good assignment, right? No complaints from anyone, right? But touring the pavilion was, you know, it was amazing. It was awe-inspiring. I mean, the most impactful part of it, obviously, is the vertical farm, the largest of its kind. And I couldn't help but think about all the issues that we face around hunger, around food deserts in our countries and places all over the world. And when you walk around this pavilion, you think the solutions are right in our grasp. We have so many powerful solutions and possibilities. I mean, you just think about having these kinds of gardens. We were talking about this on the rooftops of every school in every community. Anyone, you know, can have a vertical garden in their backyard, on their terrace. There's absolutely no reason in the United States for a child not to have access to fresh, healthy fruits and vegetables. But too often in so many of our communities, many families don't have access to fresh produce. But when you walk in here and you look at what's possible and you think about transplanting those ideas and innovations to other parts of the world where people are starving, you know, we know that we can fix these problems. And that's why it's so important for us all to be here at this expo, sharing these ideas with the world, learning from each other, celebrating the advancements that we've made, but also not being complacent. Because the truth is we still have so much work to do when we're seeing rising obesity rates, not just in the United States, but all over the world. We're doing something wrong, but we have many answers to get it right. And it's really going to take young people like you, you know, to take this information and make something of it. Turn it into action, you know, and that's true no matter what your professions will be. Many of you may be activists, some of you may be business leaders, entrepreneurs. We have people representing every sector on this stage because it's going to take every single one of us to step up. And that's one of the things we've been trying to do with Let's Move. We're trying to really change the dialogue, create a new norm around food and health and our culture surrounding food, and we're starting to see some changes. But we can't do this just one-off. You know, we've got to have business leaders, we've got to have our athletes, our entrepreneurs, our foundations, our farmers, all stepping up, trying to figure out how to bring the best solutions to bear on behalf of our kids and our communities. So it's well done. I'm glad I'm here, and I hope we bring some attention to what's happening here, and I hope that more people in the United States take some time, if they are traveling, to come to this expo and to learn more about what we're doing here and what we need to do around the world. So thanks for the question.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Obama. That was a very inspiring answer. So
that was a great question, you know, and it's so important. First, you know, it's a three-pronged answer, three-pronged answer. You know, first, we got to think of the inner cities.
In the foundation space, and also how can we philanthropy?
Your question. I spent the first half of my career as a practicing physician and loved it. If any of you are thinking about medicine, it's wonderful. It's a very one-on-one, intimate conversation that you have with people. But at some point I realized that
despite working a 60-plus hour work week, she would be in the kitchen cooking dinner. It wasn't until I started working myself that I finally got to understand and appreciate how incredible that was. It's my estimated guess that it.
And before you answer that question, I just want to let you know that we have probably about 15 minutes, or 10 to 15 minutes overall, because that was a
time. You know, Michael's 5 and 5. I think that you have your weeknight meals and you have your weekend meals, and a lot of times those weeknight meals are really fast, and you can probably make dinner in about 20 minutes. I know, knowing that you're from the South, from Houston, Texas, I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, you're probably not going to have those long breaks.
Or even convenience food. And to diminish the fear of it is to understand how quickly heat transfer can happen, and how much, if everyone is involved, things can become delicious and very easy. When I was growing up, our family cooked together, and when my mom was at work.
Asking that question, because that's really the key in terms of engaging the community. So when I bought the last remaining farm in the city of Milwaukee 22 years ago, so I've been doing this work, I've been farming for over 50 years, but I was a rural farmer, and moving into the city, becoming an urban farmer, there were different dynamics going on inside the city, trying to figure out how do we grow food in the city when 75% of the land is concrete or asphalt. So that was one of the many issues, many challenges we had. But the number one...
Contributed, quite frankly, to NGOs, the things we learn here, to companies, to countries, to individuals. So that's one piece that's very significant. So we estimate that about $1 billion...
I think Doug put it best, that you know, so many innovations, so many possibilities. It's now up to us to share those, to learn the lessons, to implement, to provide resources, funding, investment, and to inspire the next generation. And you know, throughout this, we've been putting a lot on your shoulders, and I apologize for that. But it's true. We're counting on you and those that follow you to continue this work. As Will said, we're not going to solve these problems in our lifetime, but we've got to get to work on them if we hope to stem the tide. Right now, on the issue of obesity, there's no single country that's really found a sustained way to reverse the trends that we're seeing. We've seen in the United States, with coordinated efforts through programs like Let's Move and so many others, that we're starting to see some reversal in the trends. For the first time in a very long time, we're seeing obesity rates among children level off, so the rise has stopped. And among our very youngest children, you know, we've seen some pretty solid improvements. And that's one of the reasons why we're investing in young people, because it's really hard to change habits when you're old, like us. But when you're young, you're open, your palates are fresh, you're just you know, more open to the possibilities. And that's true for the conversations that we're having here. You all are open.